What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is part 2 of the Real Housewives of New York reunion review. So listen, I'm gonna just go down my notes. I'm tired. I'm so glad this season is over. Y'all have exhausted me. I have not heard "I'm sorry" so much on a reunion. Like, don't get me wrong. I want people to resolve issues. I want people to settle things, but I just feel like I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. If I made you feel that way, I'm sorry. It was not my intention. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was so sick of "I'm sorry." And then, between the sorries and the crying, I just was over it. But let me just go on through it a little bit. We started off with the whole Jessel was still fussing with Sai and Aaron about them coming for her marriage. So listen, you guys did imply that her husband was out here cheating on her. Y'all did imply that he was going down to the Vietnam to do something with somebody down to the Vietnam. Like, own it. Like, Sai, you always talking about something. I own it. I own it. I own it. Girl, own it. You did. You implied. Did you come right out and say it? No. But you did imply. And that is what it is. Like, words mean things. Okay? Then we got into this whole thing. I was sick of it during the season, and I was still sick of it at the reunion. I am so sick of this "your blues ain't like mine" storyline. I get it. Bran had a tragic childhood. I get it. Sai had a tragic childhood. But just because my childhood was not the things that make after school specials does not mean that my childhood did not have its ups and downs and its bumps and its bruises. And I feel like that's all Jessel was trying to say. Yes, I come from a 2-parent home, and both my parents worked, and yes, they earned an income. I get it. But it doesn't mean that my life was perfect. And it doesn't mean that I didn't have some sort of ups and downs. And they just want, and even in the midst of them trying to, quote unquote, explain it, they are still tearing this girl apart. Aaron was like, well, I mean, you said that you lived off of your savings. I mean, what kind of savings could you possibly have had at 20 that you could live off of in New York? Again, she said, well, I worked through college. Like, I worked. She said she was living with her uncle rent free, that she didn't have to pay rent. So literally, even if she had $10,000 in the bank, $10,000 could last a long time when you're not paying rent. And when you're not paying room and board somewhere, yeah, that can last you a while. Then, Aaron was like, I mean, well, you said you had internships. I mean, that's something of privilege. No, the fuck it's not. What are you talking about? They literally have internships that part of the requirement is that your income is below a certain level. But even if it weren't, like, do you understand how many kids I have helped get internships places that come from stories that you guys, like, these tragic backgrounds, these tragic situations? Like, getting an internship does not mean you're rich. What are you talking about? And I felt like even in the midst of supposed to be resolving it, you guys are still tearing her down and still tearing apart her story. It was just ridiculous to me, and I was sick of it during the season, and I'm still sick of it, and clearly you guys still don't get it. You guys clearly still don't feel like you're doing anything wrong, and you don't understand what the issue was with what you were doing with Jessel. Moving on. They had a whole segment on Sai being hungry. She said that she doesn't eat meat and she lifts weights, and the filming schedule sometimes, she says she eats every 2 to 3 hours, and the filming schedule sometimes, is an issue. I don't care. We talked about Sai and her mom, which again, we got more information on that. Sai, I feel like the way your story was, the way they edited it did not, I'm not going to pick apart the story because I believe it. I absolutely believe what Sai said. She said, her mom was definitely, dealing with mental illness, that her mom was, drunk. She talked about her mom living with her, getting drunk in front of the kids, and her husband saying basically, you gotta go. She said that she definitely used her money to try and help her mom, and it just didn't work. Listen, when somebody's an addict and they have a disease, it's hard. She said that her mom definitely loved her art, but, and then she said, I think she said like 5 months after, she put her mom out, that's when her mom died. So I definitely know that that's tragic, right? And I'm glad that she shared it. She said she's never had therapy. I think she could benefit from some. And so yeah, but she said she blames herself for things. But and again, I know you've heard it, but she's got to believe it. But that's not on you. I mean, your mom had a mental illness. You tried your best. You did your best. You used, when you made money, you put her in all sorts of rehabs and programs to try to help her, and it didn't help. So unfortunately, that's what it was. Then we talked about Brynn and her upbringing, and again, we heard a lot of that during the season. She said that she does identify as African American, and she said that she didn't grow up. She grew up in a white town, went to a white school, and basically her only exposure to black culture was at the hair salon. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna tell that girl nothing about what she been through and her heritage and all that good stuff. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Aaron and Brynn. Yeah, Uba was inserting herself the entire reunion and she, I'm about to get to Uba in a minute. Let me just go down my list, yeah. Uba was saying that Aaron and Brynn's friendship is fake because they talk about each other behind their back and they say such nasty things about each other. She talked about Aaron and all the nasty things that Aaron said about Brynn, but then later on she was talking about how much she loved Brynn and how much she loves Aaron and how close she is to Aaron. I don't know. I'm confusion. Aaron and Uba, yeah, they were going. Aaron and Uba in the phone. At some point, Uba and Brynn got to arguing. We've seen that clip a million times where they're threatening each other and they're going back and forth. Listen. What's his name? Andy asked the ladies, do they think that Uba overreacted? And most of the ladies raised their hand and Uba went off. Uba said that she did not overreact. And she didn't overreact. And she, again, explained about her family. And I get it. I get all of that. They did say that her phone was gone longer than 45 minutes. Aaron lied. She caught Aaron in a lie because Aaron said that she texted Jessel. But she didn't text Jessel. She sent emojis. And she was surprised that nobody understood that the devil emoji equals I have your phone. Girl, first of all, I don't speak emoji. Second of all, even if I did speak emoji, I don't think that's what that emoji means. And third of all, girl, you are 40 years old. Why are you speaking emoji? Why are you communicating with emojis? Girl, you took her phone. It was a key. It was a prank. She was looking for it. Get that girl her phone back. Like, it's what it is. I'm not defending Aaron. I didn't think it was a big deal. But again, I can't tell nobody I can't tell nobody what bothers them. However, I can have an opinion. Uba, you overreacted, and I don't care all the excuses, all the things you can say. Oh, I thought Aaron was gaslighting me. Aaron lied to me. This went on longer than 45 minutes. I get all of that, and you were entitled to be angry and all of that. But do I think you overreacted? I absolutely still think you overreacted, and it ain't nothing you gonna tell me that's gonna change my mind. You overreacted. Then you was mad at Aaron because Aaron said she saw a different side of Jessel Hot, or she saw the hot side, not Jessel. She saw the hot side of Uba. She was, first of all, it was a play on words over your Uba hot. And they were talking about when you showed up at Aaron's house. Damn it, I keep getting the names mixed up. You showed up at Jenna's house and you were mad because they were filming. And I guess because you probably weren't in glam and you didn't want to film. You didn't know you were being filmed. Again, you have a legitimate reason to be upset that they did not share that information with you that you were going to be on camera. You have every right to know that so you could be ready and all of that good stuff. But again, Brynn was saying that it was a lot more than what we saw and that you just went on and on and on and on. And then Uba kept talking about, I'm disappointed in Aaron. I'm so disappointed. Jessel, God, I'm disappointed in Jenna. And I'm so disappointed in Jenna that Jenna would do that to me. And she would say, what does that mean? You saw a different side of Uba. What does that mean? There's only one side of Uba. What do you mean? And I really feel like that was a language thing that she was misunderstanding what that meant, and so it was upsetting her, but she wouldn't listen. When they were trying to explain to her, she wouldn't stop, she wouldn't calm down, and she wouldn't listen. And then after all of that, she said, well, I told you guys that when I get mad, I go from 0 to 100, and that's just it. When I get mad, I just get mad. Well, girl, that is what they're talking about. That is what they're... So you're literally admitting that this is what you do, that you go from 0 to 100 and you get angry and you go off. Girl, that's all we're talking about. That's all we're saying, is that you are literally going off on these people. And it's not right. Calm your ass down. You doing too much. And don't turn this into an Africa thing. Don't turn this into a black woman thing. She said, well, I'm not angry, I'm assertive. Girl, you was angry. And I was just getting irritated because everybody's the whole apology. I'm sorry. I'm sick of it. And I was sick of it by the end of this reunion. I already talked about Uber and Brand. That's all I got in my notes. That's all I got for this season. Do I want it to come back? Sure, I want it to come back. Do I think they need to add anybody? No. I think they need to let this cast simmer at least another season. I don't think they need to move. I don't think they need to move anybody, change anybody. If everybody's willing to come back, let everybody come back. And that's it, and that's all. I'll see y'all later. Peace.